justice for Mohbad. We've been on it for a while, and it warms the heart to know that there are certain people, persons, who are resolute and they are determined to get justice for Mohbad. I don't know if you are one of those people who are ready to go all the way to get justice for a fellow human being who is not alive anymore to fight, who is not alive anymore to seek, who is not alive anymore to address. Well, you'll be shocked, really shocked at what you're about to see and what you're about to hear on this justice for Mohbad. You'll be shocked beyond your thoughts initially. You'll be shocked. I have always been a positive-minded person, and I know that it is one of the essential recipe ingredients if you hope to succeed in anything. Perseverance is very important. There was a time we all had these high hopes, very much high hopes, with a lot of things coming out. One time there was Yomi Fabiyi who had listened to what we said, and he was able to kind of connect somehow to Mohbad's resident, and he saw some things, he brought it up. Then one day, just like that, we were all kind of like hoping to see what next will surface. What next on justice for Mohbad? And then voila, we saw, we heard. And what did we hear? We heard that there is a possibility of a video, a 3-second video. Now, that is gone maybe to a lot of people, that is no longer important. After all, nothing came out of it. Yeah. But something came up recently. So recently, I'm sure you must have heard the buzz here and there online. What has been happening here and there. So many going on. Talk about very dark black men. Talk about other people who have lent their voices, giving their time and a lot to this journey to get justice for a fellow human being. Yes, I'm sure you must have seen. And there are people who, according to them, justice for Mohbad is simply justice for Mohbad's father, and that's what they believe should be the way, the applicable, the only way. Well, you'll be amazed and you'll be shocked beyond your imagination. You'll be shocked because in a short while, within seconds, you will be let into some secrets, shocking secrets that will blow your mind, secrets that will make you question your sanity, secrets that will make you look into humanity once again. Like, is there any justice in this world? Please like and share. Tap on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. To returning subscribers and those that have been here, I say very big thank you to you. And to those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon, the last sign in the middle of it, may God bless you. May God replenish your pockets. May your pockets never run dry. If you like what we do here and you are also for justice for humanity, justice for Mohbad, smash on that button that says thanks. Let us get right into it.
And whatever the case may be, this particular time, sometimes social media noise might not bring home the trophy, might not bring about the result we want if we don't have lawyers, human rights organizations, human rights activists, volunteers on ground to finish up and then move quickly and interface with government. Trust me, one single heavy protest, the government will fully go back to the case and deliver on this mandate, except we all do not want to exercise our fundamental power that we have, that is enshrined in the Constitution and in the law. It is our power. We have the power to peacefully demand. That is why I'm taking my time to explain that this is the situation and this is where we are with this case. And don't forget, it is important that we re-establish with the new detectives that are investigating to what? To fully establish before even Mama Mohbad that for whatever it is, you're not trying to be honest with your son. You established in different interviews that Mohbad breathed his last on Monday. Even the account that she gave, I'm going to play it again. She confirmed that she was with Mohbad through to Saturday, and she compelled Mohbad to let her go to church on Sunday, that she needs to reconnect with her God and pray. Definitely that kind of a person who now confirmed in different interview that I went to church, I was with him on Saturday till Saturday, and I went to church on Sunday, and that by Monday he breathed his last. That mother cannot mistake it for Tuesday. She confirmed that even on that Monday, she knew that I didn't stay 24 hours before contacting my son after I left his house. She will know. So she confirmed that, yes, on Monday, I called the wife. When I saw the sign, I called the wife. I said, you know what? Where is my son? Did you sleep with her, with him? And then later, the wife called and said, Mommy, she and that has already established that was the day Mohbad breathed his last, on Monday. So if Lagos State government, the Attorney General of Lagos State, is presenting a nurse who claimed she came to Mohbad's house on Tuesday the 12th to treat Mohbad, that certainly means it is a charade. It's not going to be acceptable. But whatever it is, we're going to be allowing that when the truth meets this particular case and the real date Mohbad breathed his last, if it is back to the Attorney General, he will now correct himself, and with anger, the Attorney General will have to tell that nurse, you deceived me and you are trying to make a mess of my reputation and my position. For that reason, these are your new charges based on in the light of this truth. It's okay to lie to the Attorney General. It's okay to lie during your statement. But unfortunately, when you do that and later the truth catches up with you, that is why we need to what? We need to fight together, stand together to see that these truths are well established. If you have a link, if anybody has got a link on how to even contact Apple's stuff, we're going to be fine. Of course, we're going to be going to court. I don't need to hide that one. There is a way we're going to go about it. We're going to be working with the right authority. We want to blend. We're going to be working with the right authority and get that stuff out from that stuff. So let me mute for now because they want to blend. We cannot but start rearranging the key evidence and materials that are needed to pursue justice for Mohbad. Because this time around, you now realize the fact that we're not going to be dwelling on repetition, but the updates that will be coming now will be coming, infinitesimally, not the one that we're not looking to impress people here on this app. The only thing we are trying to use this particular platform to do is to pass the relevant message and to let you know that we are staying on course. In case any new information wants to come in or anybody wants to come and share any update, we have to be up and doing. We're not going to be saying, oh, let's talk today, let's go and sleep. We have to be fully ready to ensure that we continue to pass across the right information. I'm going to repeat what the Baba Mohbad okay now before I play that one, you'll see what they are doing, because part of the things that we have to do is where even Wumi's sister confirmed that they actually bribed to stop Baba Mohbad's effort to establish who embalmed Mohbad or even tampered with the body and evidence before he arrived. I'm going to be playing that as well. But let me play again Mohbad's. So the key areas we have to be demanding now, because before we take to the streets or want to come to peacefully protest, our voices, our demands must be uniform. We must know why we are coming out and what we want to say and what we're going to be saying together. So that at the end of the day, the government and the people or any media that are coming, they can pick on anybody to speak you to, and then they will know, oh, this demand, they are very, very germane and sacrosanct, and it's non-negotiable. LB, I'm a Molara, because whether they like it or not, Mohbad is going to get justice. Only if we choose to abdicate the struggle. No, you want thing, oh, Moboshin law, that we are here, only on time, no, she law, Tafi Wambi. By the time we're going to relaunch Tawa Makpala, because is to work with the right people and deliver on the mandate. So I'm going to be playing the Mohbad's interview again. Look at her demeanor and look at her body language, where she was confirming that Mohbad breathed his last on Monday.
Saturday mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kúrò níbí báyìí tó kú níjọ́ Monday yẹn o nǹkan tí mo fi kúrò níbí báyìí Saturday kó fẹ́ lọ sí show ó dé bẹ̀ mí ó bẹ̀ mí 10 days yẹn tí mo lọ gan ó máa bẹ̀ mí á ní kí n má ti lọ mo wá ní ṣé kò ní jẹ́ kí n lọ sí church ní ọjọ́ Sunday pé mo ti lọ church fún 2 weeks pé mo fẹ́ lọ gbàdúrà pé mo ti lose ara mi pé mi lọ sí church torí church tí mo wá dárúkọ ló wá ṣe ní kí n máa lọ ní ìgbà má kúrò níbí báyìí torí wà tìyàwó ẹ̀ wọ́n ń tàn mí tí má.
Now I'm going to be. Can you hear that? Can you all hear that? If you cannot hear, let me. If you want me to translate in English, let me know. So, but here you can see she confirmed that. I'm going to take it back. If you are a honest Nigerian, if you are a mother, you know certainly something may have propelled this mother to deny a son while he was in the mortuary. Which war and battle is worse than somebody somewhere threatening or coercing a mother to deny a precious son, even while he was in the morgue, for whatever reason? What would have been the reason? What would have made her to change her tone? What would have made the entire family to turn their back against their own son? If you know that it is possible that some powerful people are trying to manipulate, coerce, threaten this woman, if the public stand up to say, you know what, you might have changed your words, you might have changed your testimony for whatever it is, whether it is for money, whether you're being threatened, you're being coerced. We are not cowards. This we have to what? We have to re-establish. Now look at it again.
Saturday mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kúrò níbí báyìí tó kú níjọ́ Monday yẹn o nǹkan tí mo fi kúrò níbí báyìí Saturday kó fẹ́ lọ sí show ó dé bẹ̀ mí ó bẹ̀ mí 10 days yẹn tí mo lọ gan ó máa bẹ̀ mí á ní kí n má ti lọ mo wá ní ṣé kò ní jẹ́ kí n lọ sí church ní ọjọ́ Sunday pé mo ti lọ church fún 2 weeks pé mo fẹ́ lọ gbàdúrà pé mo ti lose ara mi pé mi lọ sí church torí church tí mo wá dárúkọ ló wá ṣe ní kí n máa lọ ìgbà má kúrò níbí báyìí torí wà tìyàwó ẹ̀ wọ́n ń tàn mí tí má lọ bá promise kí mo ti fẹ́ máa lọ fún mi lówó kò fún torí pé kí n má lọ kò tí ì fún mi lówó oúnjẹ máa fún mi lówó oúnjẹ lóṣooṣù ṣùgbọ́n ti mọ̀ pé tẹ́mu tó bá ti lè fún mi ní owó yẹn máa máa lọ ṣùgbọ́n kò wá fún mi lówó yẹn pé kí n má bàa lọ ṣùgbọ́n gbà tí mo wá dárúkọ pé mò ń lọ sí church.
Which was on a Sunday.
church pé kò jọ òyìn mo wá lọ báyàwó ẹ̀ náà ó ní mọ́mì kí lọ bọ́ ọmọ yín o ìgbà tí mo lọ bá ó ní òun àti ìyàwó òun làwọn ò jẹ́ ká lọ pé torí ẹ̀ náà mi ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ fóun kó ń gbọ́ mi ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ fún ìyàwó òun kó ń gbọ́ torí àwọn jọ planning pé kì má ti lọ mo rí mo nìyẹn pé wọ́n wá pè mí ṣì báyàwó ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọjọ́ Monday yẹn mo ní mo kàn pé lórí phone mo ní promise nǹkan ó ní kí ló dé mo kò sí nǹkan kan mo ní ṣó sùn tí mo jú mọ́ ó mú sùn tì.
Can you see on that same Monday?
mọ́júmọ́ yẹn tí nǹkan bá ṣàǹṣe ó yẹ kó mọ torí mi mọ mo kàn rí kó kọjá lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi níbi tí mo ti ń ṣe prayer mo kàn rí kó rọra kọjá mo kàn sáré mú fún un wá ní ó ń sùn pé àmọ́ mi kì í má bínú o ipò ń sùn ni mo ní ó ń sùn nìyẹn ó wá ní àmọ́ mi ṣe mo gbọ́ nǹkan kan mo ní mi ò gbọ́ nǹkan kan ó wá sọ fún mi pé nítorí pé ibi tó lọ wípé ó ṣèṣe lọ́wọ́ ó wá ní ó sùn tó ti lọ perform ní ọjọ́ Sunday yẹn mo wá ní kí ló wá ṣe ó ní ó kàn fi ọwọ́ ṣèṣe ni wípé torí ẹ̀ ó ń rest nínú òkè mo ní kó torí mo ní pé kó lọ bá mi gbé fóònù fún.
You know, this can never be Tuesday.
wọ́n bá yẹ ti ń rest báyìí kò sẹ́ni kan tó máa èmi ìyá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kì í disturb ẹ̀ màá kàn máa ṣílẹ̀kùn màá kàn máa wò ó tí n bá wà níbí báyìí ó lè sùn látàárọ̀ di ọ̀sán gbà mí màá kàn ṣílẹ̀kùn màá wò màá rí i pé kò tí jí màá padà. torí ẹ̀ náà ẹ gbà mí ẹ ṣàánú fún mi mo ní.
Here, the woman naturally spoke her truth. What she naturally and originally know that happened to Mohbad. She said, I was in Mohbad's house for 10 days. And that 10 days was on Saturday. And now insisted, I told Mohbad that I need to go. My Mohbad doesn't want her to go. But until she told Mohbad that I need to go to church. I've been with you for a long time. At least let me go to church and let me go and pray to God. He said that was when Mohbad felt like, oh, if it is God that you want to go and pray to, I will allow you. And then she left. Said, and it was also because Mohbad was going for a show on that Sunday. So she felt like she will be alone at home and there's no need. And by Monday, she felt somehow and she called the wife. Like, where is your husband? I'm trying to reach him. I couldn't reach him. He said he was sleeping. He said, are you sure? It's no problem. No problem. That Mohbad went to show, and it was in that show he sustained a slight injury. And then that was what she got to know. But she had a feeling that something had happened to her son on that day. That was on Monday. There are other interviews in different attire. She confirmed the same thing. And that is what is being covered now. And with this and the fact that recently, maybe 3 months ago, or thereabouts, or 4 months, the father who had been going by the 12th narrative was forced to go back, and he went to depose to an affidavit and confirmed that Mohbad died on the 11th. So you need to see what is in play already. The demon we are already dealing with. Now that the public were beginning to come on one side, we know clearly that for almost a year and a half, there are some syndicates that are selling some narratives, not only to create division, but to actually deceive the general public, while they are amongst us claiming they are seeking justice. Now that the wind is now blown, we have been able to endure them, we have been able to look at them, and the struggle has been able to survive them. We are now packing all those shenanigans, all those patakupa, we are putting them in a side. Now, it is important for you that are very tenacious, that when you pursue a goal, you will see it to the end. It is time for us to now reason along as a society, because it is spiritual, and it is a spiritual necessity that Mohbad gets justice before he is reburied. This young boy of 27-year-old was assumed with the basic goal of answering to the call of the universe and the public that they should deliver justice to him. The public were not wrong when we suspected that something is hidden, and that is the reason why he was buried without dignity, and he was buried to cover up all that concerned it. And at the end of the day, whatever it is that the narrative they sold out there, it is becoming clearer that it is looking likely again that chances that those that were touted to have a hand in his pie does not have it. The chances that Naira Marley Samilari has a hand in what happened to Mohbad on the day he breathed his last, the chances are very slim. Let's give it like 2% now. 2%. 98% guarantee that those that took Mohbad's life were with him in the last 48 hours and were with him in that house. And if there is going to be any external that joined them to do this, those in the house invited them or even brought them in by themselves. And these are the gray areas the police needs to investigate and establish, because it's not going to be something as usual. It is clearer that I want to talk about Mohbad. Tó bá máa fi ní nǹkan ṣe pẹ̀lú Naira Marley àti Samilari, ẹ fún ní 2%. 2% yẹn gan ó sì kò fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀. Àmọ́ pé àwọn tí ó pa gangan àwọn tó wà nulẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Mohbad, tó bá wá jẹ́ pé ará àta mi tún wà ńbẹ̀, dájúdájú wọ́n pe àwọn tó wà nílẹ̀ náà ló ṣílẹ̀kùn fólè wọn. If you look at the story, we have enough evidence again. In the testimony of Spending and the rest of others, they excused Darosha. That when Darosha was sínú ilé yẹn, ó lè jẹ́ lára nǹkan tí spirit Mohbad ṣe ń jáde yẹn pé ìwọ, is it because you have access to my wealth? Because ó ń jọ wípé gbogbo musical estate Mohbad, Darosha ló ní access sí jù. Tẹ́bá dẹ̀ rí pé ẹni kejì tó tún ní access sí òun ni Spending. Spending has access to his iCloud. I understand Darosha has access to the same iCloud. And these two people, they know the worth because the musical estate, in terms of platform, immortalization, yàtọ̀ sí Mohbad, ọwọ́ àwọn méjì tó wà nìyẹn. Now, the Spending is trying to tell you, èmi ò mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní 3 a.m. Previously, they were saying the Darosha was not even in the house. He did not follow them to the house. That same Darosha is no longer in Nigeria. Because it will get to a stage we will stand in front of the National Assembly, we are face to face with our lives put on the line. We will put it and we'll stamp it out. We are not accepting this. They need to pick them up and do the right thing. Ìtọ́lóhun travel bá travel mọ́ padà wálé. Ṣé Dubai fẹ́ ṣe ọ́n ṣeré ni? Dubai. Ẹ má fa wèrè lọ́yàn o. Ẹ má fa wèrè gidi lọ́yàn. So basically, it's obvious when you look at the trajectory. The Spending, who also is a fall guy, who wants to don't worry, I will provide whoever is going to stand as a nurse. I will admit that I submitted a nurse. All of you, I was not in the house. Not until recently, which is a new development. This Wunmi confession establishing that Darosha was in the house. Don't forget, it came after the police had already charged the nurse and Spending. It's not in their investigation in that police in Lagos State. And of course, there was no opportunity to present that new development before the coroner judge. So even if we're going to be blaming the police in Lagos State, and we would have to tone down, knowing fully well that, of course, you know, though the police didn't do discreet, comprehensive job for whatever reason, for whatever has happened. But that is why we are saying we're not backing down. We're going to be working with the same government, the federal government, and the police to do justice to this case and deliver on the mandate. So I can tell you for free that our lawyers are already in contact with them, the DIG, FCID, because the case file was lifted via a signal from Abuja, from the presidency to the police, then the police down to SCID. please release that stuff. As a matter of fact, I think the police officers, the detective, they traveled down to Lagos to lift up everything on the order of the presidency. So that information, you know, is what I have, but it's 50-50 on that one. But from all indication, I think they actually came to Lagos to lift it up. But of course, Lagos State CID, the OC, that's why I dropped his number the other time. He confirmed that the case has been transferred. Everywhere I've written petition to, they've harmonized it and they've taken it to Abuja. And to those of you, I think one person contacted the police officer, which was sent to me. He sent some stuff, but though the person was writing junks there to him, he said, I'm not part of whatever they're trying to send to you, but I gave your number out. I'm not going to deny that. So they called the OC, the Superintendent of Police, SP Ibrahim, because, you know, it's quite funny. Normally on a good day, these are information that if it is just an NGO pursuing it, you don't have to be coming to social media to be giving update where people will start analyzing it. Is it correct? Is not correct? Something that it's you that you're, but it's what it is at this point. You have to find a way, an equilibrium, find a way to be able to pass information, because anybody will just on the camera and say, I don't believe that, I believe this, I do that, and people who should genuinely respect the efforts of people will start, you know, analyzing it and, you know, negatively constructive and disconstructively destroying the efforts and discouraging. It's taking a whole lot of courage to continue in this struggle up until this stage, because before we could understand that most of these people that are just doing all this, I want to talk about it, I want to criticize it, I want to analyze, some of them are doing it in good faith, but majority are double agents. They are being, you know, paid to reduce the potency of the struggle. Normally, it's not meant to be, or not meant to be discussing, sharing this kind of information, but you cannot deny the fact that we are only privileged to represent the public. Most of these people on TikTok, they wish they can be in the front line like ourselves, but the way they can support is what they are doing, and they want to know. And so to deny the public the daily information or intermittent information is like trying to hoard it to yourself. Like it doesn't belong to me. Mohbad's case does not belong to me. It doesn't belong to my NGO. It belongs to the public. We are only presenting our NGO as a structured body to be the voice of the public in dealing with, you know, certified institution. And at this stage, it is not what we as an NGO can just be facing the police. So our lawyers are already in serious communication and contact with the FCID, and as soon as a credible lead surface, we'll let you know. I don't know how far they have gone. They might have gone farther than what we think, and but of course, as complainants, it is important that before we can actually know what is going on, we must be able to present as if I'm in Nigeria now, I would have shown up there. But because there are some certain serious things that I am doing in cause of justice for Mohbad while I'm here, because there are some things that are, you know, at a bad stage you come, but we need to work, you know. So until I'm able to achieve that, Timbasari abandon here, because Omatula affect, I must still have to come back again. So I want that one to be completed, and if that one is completed, it will be a very big boost to the justice for Mohbad struggle, as in a clear-cut big boost. So we are not looking into one direction, and that's why I will always welcome any genuine justice fighter that will go out and say, okay, let me try this angle to see if it's going to bring results, instead of criticizing this person's effort, attacking this one, except we know that, oh, that one you're going, there is no route and there's no way in that one. It's an ambush. Except that one, we would always welcome, and it's always very important to look into this. We have not stopped. We have been on this case every day. As for me and those that I know on TikTok, majority of us, since almost 2 years.
Welcome back. Well, you heard it, and you heard it clearly. Yomi Fabi has been on justice for Mohbad, even though somehow it seems like, or as if he is sort of like in a disabled state. And what I mean is that he cannot flow, he cannot correspond to certain demands, and he has to kind of present his words in a way that a lot of people might want to pickles. He knows that people want to pickles. That's why he's saying it clearly. That I know that some of my utterances and some of the words that I'm saying might not go down well with certain people, and of course, there are some of my actions and inaction and all of that that are not. They are not in line. They are not in line. Like my words are not sensible to certain people because of what they are all about. They are not for justice. I am for justice. So my words will not make sense to them. My words will not appeal to them. They are only interested in picking holes now. We talked about how NGOs should be given the opportunity, or let's say, should be allowed, should be in charge of certain decision, or let's say providing services, the right service, let me put it that way, to such justice for Mohbad kind of thing. He talked at length about it, how he believes strongly that that is what it should be. But unfortunately, it is not what it is. There are times that the public will demand to know. The public will demand to have answers. The public will demand to be involved. The public will demand to know. And not everyone is doing this in good faith, according to him. Some are doing this just to disrupt. Some want to be, but they cannot be. And since they are not productive, the next thing that comes to mind is how can we disrupt? How can we be destructive? How can we be be terrible? How can we be useless? How can we cause mayhem? That's the only thing that comes to mind. That's what they think, and definitely because everyone has access to whatever everyone or anyone wants to have access to. It kind of creates this situation where you see a lot of people on different platforms talking about this, talking about that, and analyzing. And for me, I don't see anything wrong in this analysis per se. I don't see anything, because it sort of helps us to understand. It helps us to kind of grasp. It helps us to kind of manage. It's kind of like a counterbalancing kind of thing. It helps us to see, so that we'll not be manipulated by anybody, not even Yomi Fabi or anyone will not be manipulated. Yomi Fabi is pushing for bigger or more effective, let me put it that way, such as, oh, you know what, let us assess this justice for Mohbad via the presidency. Let us use let's use politics as a kind of leverage. And some people are like, no, don't bring politics into this. And it's like, this is the only way we can affect these people's lackadaisical attitude. This is the only way we can cause them to, because this is more of value to them. So let us disturb that they are interested in. Let us disrupt it. Let us cause mayhem in this section. And some people are like, no, Yomi Fabi, you're trying to politicize this. You're trying to make this politics. You're trying to make it your thing. Maybe you want them to come and then beg you, and then they ask you for big money, because it's like you are trying to spearhead this and that, and you tell them this election is not going to hold if Mohbad does not get justice. This election is not going to be this if that is not that. Stuff like that. Some people are like, no, Yomi Fabi, that is your purpose. You are just not making sense. You are this, you are that, and he is also like, no, that's not what I'm here for. I'm for justice. I'm for equity. I'm for truth. I'm for everything good. I'm for this and that. But there are times that we have to apply some techniques in getting this and getting that, and it might not all go well with you. So he's talking about the presidency in a way. He's making it clear like, oh, it's just a move. I'm not too sure. I'm not speaking, because people want to know. Yomi Fabi, questions will be asked. Are you trying to tell us that the presidency got your letter, approved it, or minuted on it or assented to it, and now the presidency, and some people begin to analyze like, no, don't let us be fooled by the presidency. If the presidency is going to take action or has taken action, then the case file will be off from where it is. Not that the case file will still be there pending whilst some, things are being looked at the state level, then the federal level, and all of that. Like, everything will be cleared and it will be made public. So there are talks so that nobody will be deceived. We don't want someone trying to speak glib, trying to make it appear like, yes, I'm working, we are moving forward. I've written to the president. Anyone can write letters. I've written to the presidency. Right now, they are asking to know, to have my presence. I've really made effort. And because of like, who asked to have your presence? And don't worry, I'm not going to divulge that. It's a secret. I don't have to tell anybody anything. The thing is that whatever cannot be confirmed at times can also be a lie. So you have to like follow the person blindly, and the person is requesting for financial support. And I understand the challenge. Like, I don't want to tell you everything that I'm doing, but we still need to know because we don't want to be deceived. It's a dicey situation. That is a situation that Yomi Fabi is in. He doesn't want to say certain things because if he does, certain people will take advantage of it and then do something with it. Then also, he still has to speak because certain people will be like, we want accountability. We want to know what you're doing with our money. We want to know where you are. So it's a situation that it requires a lot of wisdom. I do understand that part of it, but nobody's going to involve themselves in anything with anybody without being sure that whatever it is that is being done, there's a practicality around it. There's something meaningful about it. There's something that makes sense, something like that. I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about this whole shenanigan, going on Justice for Mohbad? Please do drop your comments. See you guys in the next update.